I brought a good friend with me today, myself. It wasn't always the case. And just one more movement over. Just a few props, as you do. Well, kia ora. Oh, what a privilege it is to be here today. My favourite things are connection, communication, and collaboration. Well, can you feel it in the room today? My heart is swelling so big, it's even popped through on my front. But that is because of you and your willingness to listen, and the people who stood up there and showed their hearts to everybody. I'm feeling a little bit of an imposter. In fact, I thought I'm not the personal evolutionist, I wanted to be their personal escapist. So I'm hearing these wonderful story. Oh, it's not going to let me pass, it's going to catch me. After hearing these absolutely extraordinary stories. My stories are quite ordinary, but from them, they changed my life. So I've got two little stories today to share with you, and I hope that you get something from them as well. Because so often the negative experiences we have in our past can become the dictators of our future. But this can be changed. I'm quite a slow learner, and you'll hear when I tell my story just how long it took me to get the message. So I hope some of that goes on to you today, and you all look a lot smarter and faster than me, so it'll take you a much shorter time, I'm sure. So I've just written a book called Buy the Damn Dress. Love your life one delicious decision at a time. I'm going to give you a quick overview of this book, starting off with the title. So when I was 27 years old, I spent $86 and bought myself a dress. It was a designer dress. Woohoo, very exciting. It was in a moment of frivolity. And that's not an ordinary thing to do. People go out and buy dresses, it's fun. Don't tell that lady that isn't shopping for a year, but she'll like this bit because it was the first time. I was 27, it was 1989, and for the very first time, I bought a dress that wasn't in the bargain bin, that wasn't on sale. I was a solo parent with a failed marriage. I was the only person I knew in the world that was divorced. I should have made friends with you guys a lot longer time. Because I felt a great deal of shame for that happening. And I had a gorgeous little 2-year-old son. I was paying off the mortgage. I had a career and a part-time university study. I loved to study. And when I bought that dress, it was a defining moment for me because I'd spent so much time stressing over it after I bought it. It was just a dress. I could afford it. I woke up at night going, what am I doing buying this for me? I could have started out my son's education. I could have started out saving for that. I could have paid off more mortgage. And I became very, very stressed about it. Of course, the dress was just a symptom of something that was going on deeper inside of me. I didn't present myself to being like that though. So I said to a good friend, I feel terrible about buying this dress. It was $86. And she gave me the eye roll and said, for goodness sake, Monica, don't be so ridiculous. I didn't like to share anything that was worrying me, but I told this good friend. She said, what do you mean? This is absolutely ridiculous. And that little moment I thought, well, yes it is. Why is it that I limit everything I do? Why is it that I don't allow myself these treats? What's going on? So I started a journey that took me 12 years. Told you, slow learner, so let's go forward in history a bit. And I allowed myself to buy the odd thing without too much stress and anxiety, something that was just for me. Go forward 12 years and I'm 39 and I'm doing some more university study. I'm married again with 3 gorgeous children this time and 2 more added to the gorgeous one I already had. And I was doing some university study, and as part of that I have had to interview a young woman who had escaped from a religious sect. So I asked her the obvious question, why did you escape? And she said something to me that changed the trajectory of my life. She said, I left everybody that I loved and everybody that I knew in this world because I knew deep inside that I had the right to make decisions for me and about me. Oh. And in that moment, like a lightning bolt, it really hit me. Because here I was, playing the wife, playing the teacher, being a mum, having a career, doing university study. I had a part-time theatre business. And in that moment, I knew that I had no idea how to make decisions for me or about me. And I'm hearing this theme through these stories, so I do feel a little bit of comfort that I wasn't the only one. So I started a journey of study and research. I did some postgraduate work. I asked people questions. I started interviewing. How do you make your decisions? What do you do? And in 2015, I was awarded a sabbatical and was fortunate enough to win a scholarship to attend a prestigious management and leadership course through an Australian initiative. And that was one of the best things I ever did. So it set me on the path of specifically finding out, hey, why is it that some people can make great decisions that can help build up happiness and success and meaningfulness, while other people, no matter how hard they try, just fall well short. So that's when I come up with the model that I call the 3 drivers for making delicious decisions. Why delicious decisions? Because it's actually quite tricky to say. But when you say it, if you don't say it, if you say it from your mouth, it sounds like delicious decisions. I just made some delicious decisions. I just had a few drinks. However, if you engage your core, and as you can see, I do not have abs of steel, so you don't need to do this. When you engage your core and you say, I just made a delicious decision, it actually sets off a little biological reaction. And when that happens, it lets off some dopamine and some serotonin, and it gives you what I like to call a small ooh. So right now, I'd like you to have a think about the decisions that you've made today and something that you made that was delicious. Even if it was Marmite or honey on your toast. You go, I just made a delicious decision. Ooh. Tell the person beside you about a decision that you've made today.
I made a delicious decision to go ahead with the Hamilton conference. Even if it's small. I made a delicious decision to stay here for the full day. You're supposed just to come for half a day? Yeah, because I was just on the phone for the first time.
Okay, sounds like lots of delicious decisions were made today. And put your hand up as coming here was the biggest delicious decision you made today. So here's the thing, when you make a decision with somebody else, it also sets off what we call the cuddle hormone. It's like a small pull, again with 2 people. It's called oxytocin. So we're just going to go on the count of 3. We're going to say, we just made a delicious decision. 1, 2, 3.
We just made a delicious decision.
And have a look, you can't help but smile even if you're in a bad mood. Or your bottom's getting a bit sore, you've been wiggling your cheeks down there just to keep yourself straight, and you can't help but feel good. So after I learned about all this decision making, by the way, how many decisions do we make on average every day? Does anybody have any idea how many decisions we make? Which hand up of you would like to have a try? How many decisions do you think we make every day?
600.
600 decisions. Okay, you're all guessing it. I looked it up, so I'll just tell you.
25.
Oh, you're close. Very close. Come on, going in. We've got 30,000. 30,000. Every day we make around 35,000 decisions.
Oh,
and those decisions, either incrementally or individually, will affect your life outcomes. It's pretty scary, because how much do we value the learning around decision making? And why is it that some people can make those decisions that carry them forward, where the rest of us, like me for many years, around circles? So let's go back now to 27-year-old Monica. Going back over here, I wish I still had my body and my blonde hair, but I'm quite happy with the person I've become. So we all carry around with us kind of like a metaphorical box. Everyone's telling us to get out of it, so I thought I'd get back in it. And it actually makes me feel a bit yuck getting into this box, because this is exactly what it looked like and felt like. Had a few designer issues, one strap fell off on the way in the car. And the back of them, we have these labels and we carry them around, and you know what? Everybody else can see them. So let's just have a look at them. Unworthy. That's how I felt. I couldn't even buy a dress without feeling like this. Useless. Pretty good at that. I felt worthless. A lot of the Less family lived in my life at the time. I was full of self-doubt. I couldn't make a decision about anything. I had to do what I thought was right, not what I wanted to do. Hopeless, another one of the Less family. And over here, I mostly felt like a failure. Didn't look like it though, covered it up really well. And I lived my life being fearful. That's where I lived. But then I could see after that "don't be ridiculous, have the dress" comment from my good friend, that in the distance there were some nicer boxes I could live in. And I had to go through a series of zones. I need to get out of this box because it's coastal breakfast. Oh, sorry about all the microphone issues. Oh, do not move. Hold the button. Walk around behind. Completely. Oh my goodness, that black box has caused more trouble. I'm fixed. Gosh, if it was only that quick. Okay, so I lived in a series of zones, and the first zone that I lived in, in the black box, I like to call it the grown zone. I was performing and conforming, but something inside me was telling me this isn't right, this isn't right. That's why I was grumpy, I was sad, I felt low, felt awful. Then I stepped, remember it took me 12 years, into what I like to call the known zone. And when you're in the known zone, you become interested in transforming and reforming yourself. And in that zone, you start to become curious. Maybe I could. Perhaps I should. Is there some possibility? I spent a bit of time going back to the grown zone because it was safe, and then I'm back over here, get rid of that, move on, get back down there again, make a delicious decision, move up here. Excellent. And then over here, I found this wonderful place to live. And I got back into a box that I liked because I decided after a lot of work that I was actually a gift. So here I am before you now. I'm a gift. I'm a failed. I've got lots of things I can't do. I've got lots of disabilities. I'm a terrible shirt ironer. I cannot high jump. I am a failed model walker. I used to be a teacher in Friday period 6. Nobody teaches Friday period 6. So don't ask your children what they did. They didn't do anything. Probably can't. But I used to teach a model, and she spent the whole period of period 6 on a Friday. We could walk like a model. I have short legs and long arms. I still can't. But I'm still a gift. And I have a lot of things I can do, and I have a lot to offer. And I tell myself that because it is the words that we say and the stories that we tell ourselves that can shift who we are and how we are. Absolutely is. 90 to 95% of what we do comes from our unconscious or subconscious self. Dr. Bruce Lipton, the new best friend, he hasn't met me yet, but he will love me. And that's why I learned that. But it's not just me that's a gift. We're all gifts. So I'm going to ask somebody to come up here, just randomly choose someone, thank you Steffi, to come up here and hop into this other box. Look at her, she's a
Box
gift.
is not too big, then I
Oh
disappear.
my goodness me. I'll help you, don't worry. No children have ever been harmed during the getting into the box. I had some lovely bows on the outside, but they fell off my car, put them in. So here we go. Now here's Steffi, and she is such a gift. She's a little firecracker, that one. Terrible dancer, but she can get up and down mountains. So when I live my life inside my beautiful box, my beautiful gift, and I see Steffi and her beautiful gift, and we both treat each other like the gifts that we are, and it's not an incredible ripple effect. Now the English language is pretty rubbish at a lot of its words. The word love, we've only got one for it. So I've gone back to the Greeks, and this word called agape. I love it so much. And that's the love that we have for people simply because we are people. So all the people in this room, we love each other. We don't have to like each other. I do actually, or maybe just not one, I'm joking. But you don't have to like everyone, but we have to love them. When you operate like that, the synergy, the energy, the love that happens, that's agape. So turn around and tell the person beside you that you agape them. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Remember, you're a gift. Get one of these. It's great if you're having an argument with your husband. I'm a gift.